ready for Congress to give enough standing ovations to get in a year's worth of squat workouts. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is coming back to Washington, this time to warn Congress about the Iran threat. While he'll have a lot to share, here are 5 things he won't be saying that you should know. So, Netanyahu's got a bit of a track record of overhyping threats. Remember his famous remarks at the UN when he said that Iran was less than a year away from building a bomb? Well, recent intelligence cables leaked to Al Jazeera's investigative unit show that Netanyahu's own spy agency, the Mossad, contradicted that expert analysis just a month later. According to the Mossad cable, Iran was not performing the activity necessary to produce weapons. But maybe Bibi's just keeping up with his own tradition. More than a decade earlier, he went before Congress to make a case to go to war in Iraq.
And today, the United States must destroy the same regime because a nuclear-armed Saddam will place the security of our entire world at risk.
And we all know how that turned out. While Netanyahu is making a fuss about Iran, he's conveniently omitting who actually does have nuclear weapons: Israel. The country's estimated to have 80 warheads, and on top of that, it has not signed the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, a global ban on new countries developing nuclear weapons. But guess who has signed the NPT? Iran. Not only does Iran go through the most rigorous nuclear weapons inspections in the world, it'll be subject to even more intense ones if a US-Iran deal goes through.
The deal that the Obama administration is negotiating actually is going to close off every possible pathway for the Iranians to build a bomb. The IAEA will have cameras at all of Iran's facilities. It would have the ability to make spot checks and also to make inspections at undeclared sites.
Bibi wants you to think that Americans are so happy to see him, but he's actually causing a firestorm in Washington and hurting his country's relationship with its biggest ally. Republican House Speaker John Boehner invited him to speak to Congress without consulting the White House or the State Department, which is a breach of protocol. Obama won't be meeting with Netanyahu during his visit, and Vice President Biden, who's also the president of the Senate, will ditch his speech, as will several other members of Congress. On top of these snubs, a White House spokesperson has even called out Bibi for running his mouth.
We see that there is a continued practice of cherry picking specific pieces of information and using them out of context to distort the negotiating position of the United States.
So then why is Bibi so dead set on coming to the Hill and derailing US-Iran talks? As Trita Parsi told me, Netanyahu doesn't want the balance of power in the Middle East to change. Israel fears that a deal would strengthen Iran's regional influence.
The nuclear issue never really was the primary concern of the Israelis because the nuclear issue is actually getting resolved.
What was the issue then? Is it the power?
The issue is the geopolitical balance of power in the region, the fear that the United States striking a deal with Iran will legitimize Iran as a regional player, and that it will reduce the United States' commitment to the security of Israel, to the security of Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and other states that have been traditional American allies in the region.
What else is Bibi not telling you? Well, his speech to Congress might just score him votes back home in Israel's upcoming elections. But given all the drama he's bringing and the things he won't be saying, is Netanyahu making the wisest move? Hundreds of top-secret documents,